Hi there, I am Wild Humphrey, the fact master is what they call me, because I will tell you all the things you never knew you didn't know, and a few that you certainly do. And I'm back with a fact for today. Now, 10th of June 1922, a young girl was born in Minnesota, USA. And her name was Frances Ethel Gum, which on its own might not mean like much. But when I say in later years, she changed that name and became Judy Garland, all of a sudden we've got a different personality going on. Judy Garland was a great actress, singer and dancer. She would rock and roll with the best of them. Singing and dancing is what she loved to do. And she starred in a number of films at a young age. And a few more as she got older. Meet Me in St. Louis was a great film of hers. Another one was the original A Star Is Born. Now since then, Barbara Streisand reprised that role. And more recently, Lady Gaga. But the original belongs to Judy Garland. And she became known across the globe as a teenager. Very powerful performances she always gave. Now I did say her name was Frances Ethel Gum. And of course she wasn't too fussed on that. So I'm not going to get anywhere with a name like Frances Ethel Gum, for Christ's sake. I need something different. Now, she had two sisters, and there was a photograph taken one day of the three of them. Two sisters at the back, Frances at the front. And a guy commented, "Oh, you look like a garland of flowers." And she quite liked the sound of that. She thought, "Oh, garland, I like that." That's what she went with. But Judy in the front, bingo, the rest is history. Now I said she had two sisters. One was named Mary, the other was actually named Dorothy. And it was Dorothy, that name, that made Judy Garland not just a star, but a superstar at the age of 17. Because that was the name of her character in one of the most famous films of all time, The Wizard of Oz. Now, The Wizard of Oz was filmed and released on the 25th of August 1939. And if you've seen this film, which most people have more than once, you'll know that it starts in Kansas and it's all filmed in black and white. Then she goes off to the yellow brick road, everything's in colour. At the end of it she comes back to Kansas after clicking her heels together of her ruby slippers, and we're back to black and white. And the story behind that is they started filming originally in black and white, and while it was all going on they worked out how to film in colour. So rather than change the whole film to colour, they said, no, we'll keep Kansas black and white at the beginning and the end, and we'll put the colour in the middle with the yellow brick road, because after all this was a fantasy, a dream of hers, this young girl, and everything in there was going to be vibrant and colourful and exciting. Kansas was a bit dull, so they kept that the way it was. Now in the film, Dorothy, her surname is Gale. Now it's not mentioned hardly if at all in the film, but when you see the house where she lived, the post box where the postman put the mail had the name Gale on it, and that's why we know the surname was Gale. And off she went along to Oz, onto the yellow brick road, where she met, of course, the Tin Man, the Lion and the Scarecrow. Now the thing is about these three, there's all kinds going on. But the lion, the guy who played the lion, and the skin that he wore to make him look like a lion was actually from a real lion. That was real lion skin that he wore in that film. God, imagine that today. But that's what they did. They killed the lion, got the skin, put it on the guy. There you go. You're a lion in the Wizard of Oz. I'll get going down the yellow brick road. Famously, of course, he also had the Wicked Witch of the West. What a character. And don't ever forget Toto. Well, on its initial release, this film didn't really make an awful lot of money, because it was fairly big budget. Took a while to film, but in time, people started to notice how good this movie was, and now it's a millennial favourite. Every Christmas, it won't go by without you watch The Wizard of Oz. Once, twice, maybe more. Every child should watch The Wizard of Oz because it's brilliant. But only because it all works so well. And there's all kinds of stories about what happened during the filming in The Wizard of Oz with the Munchkins and God knows what. And one thing I can tell you, this young girl, 17 years old, playing Dorothy, smoked almost 200 cigarettes a day during filming. God, that is unimaginable now. Well, to me anyway. But that's what she did. She smoked around about 200 cigarettes a day at the age of 17 while filming The Wizard of Oz. So the pressure was so much, she had to do something, so she smoked. And that was a story from there on of her life. Health wasn't brilliant. Always had this pressure. She famously married Victor Minnelli. She had a daughter, Lisa Minnelli, and the name Judy Garland did no harm at all to Lisa Minnelli. She had a great career herself, but her mother paid the price for her fame, like so many people before and since. Now, Judy Garland lived until the 22nd of June 1969. She wasn't yet 50, but life had got to her. She'd been taken barbiturates. Now at first they said it was an overdose, and a lot of people think that's why. And she actually died in Chelsea in London. And what we realised was she had taken an overdose, but she hadn't just taken them all that night. This was over a period of time, and not realising the damage it was doing to her. So her death was recorded as accidental. So Ethel became Judy, known to the world as Judy Garland, famously with the red slippers. And those red slippers in the book Wizard of Oz weren't red. Oh no, they were silver. But when they filmed and they wanted all the colour, silver didn't work well on a yellow brick road, so they became ruby red. And now today they're a museum piece. The film lives on forever. Judy has gone. Why does everyone love The Wizard of Oz? It's because, and that is a fact. Listen, thanks so much for watching this video. I'm Wild Humphrey, the Fact Master. I'll tell you all the things you never knew you didn't know. Please subscribe to my channel, because I'll be back with a load more stuff for you. I look forward to seeing you then. In the meantime, take it easy. See you soon. That's a fact.